An explosive News 5 investigation has uncovered taxpayers helping pay the housing bill for people making more than $100,000 a year.
Mad yet? Well, On Your Side investigator Sarah Buddison's been digging through records for months now and found officials really aren't doing anything about this.
Not only are they not doing anything about it, the housing officials we talked to didn't even know there was a problem that leaves people who need help homeless for years.
That is insane.
Selena Young is tired of waiting.
I'm ready to have my own place. I'm ready to make that next step.
Homeless, she applied for public housing 2 years ago. She still doesn't have a place to call home.
You know, am I gonna ever get back where I used to be, have my own place and stuff like that?
She's far from alone. There are 30,000 people on the waiting list for public housing just in Cuyahoga County. And Housing Authority CEO Jeffrey Patterson told me they all wait an average of 20 months. That's a pretty long time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's a strong need for housing.
Which means the results of our On Your Side investigation upset Selena.
It's not fair to those who are homeless. It's not fair to those who are still waiting to even get in the shelter. It's just not fair.
You might agree. So what did we find? Check out this federal audit. It says more than 25,000 families living in public housing shouldn't be there, including close to 400 here in Ohio. Auditors even coined a new term to describe them: over income. Basically, the amount they earn is too high, so they no longer qualify for low rent. Like one Cuyahoga resident who listed their income as $137,000.
Why would you let people stay here that making that much money like that?
Connie Wright.
You want to unlock your trunk?
And Rosa Mullins live in Stark County. It has the highest number of over-income families of any Ohio county. 58 make more than the maximum amount allowed, including 20 who make more than 50 grand.
Just hungry. Hungry for money, just hungry.
And unbelievable to these friends who recycle beer and pop cans just to earn a few extra bucks.
If you made that much money, what would you do?
I have me a house.
What would you tell these people who make enough money to get out of here?
To go. Buy a nice one, yeah.
So how does this happen? Leaders long ignored a loophole. Residents only required to meet income limits before they move in. For years, no one spelled out when it was time to move out.
How many people have you evicted for being over income?
We haven't evicted any, as far as I know.
That doesn't mean Herman Hill's hands have been tied. Back in 2004, the federal government gave local directors like him power to evict over-income residents. But he had no idea until we told him.
It is up to you. So why haven't you done more?
Well, I haven't done more because, again, I just became aware of the problem.
That's right. The executive director of Stark County's Housing Authority also didn't know he oversees the Ohio county with the highest number of over-income families.
Shouldn't you be tracking this yourself?
I would say yes.
I don't know if it's a thing of should I have been tracking that or should I not have been tracking that. These individuals are not in violation of their lease.
Patterson wasn't aware of the problem until recently either, and isn't in a hurry to evict anyone, even that resident making six figures.
It's not for me to tell someone that you have to get out.
Don't you have the power to kick them out if you want to?
Well, it's not just a me issue. I think it's an issue of a community issue.
They're not the only ones failing to take action. About a third of over-income residents around the U.S. have lived in public housing for at least 5 years.
People should do their jobs, because if it wasn't, for them not doing their jobs, those people couldn't sit there and do that.
Selena says she's lucky. She got a spot at a shelter where she now studies for her GED. But a house to call home for her and thousands of other Ohioans remains a distant dream.
I feel like it's being looked over. I feel like we're being looked over.
The housing directors will soon be forced to take action. New federal rules taking effect soon require them to evict families that have been over income for 2 years or more. On Your Side, I'm investigator Sarah Buddison, News 5.